Good evening, race fans, and we are back once again for another episode of Riding Shotgun Conversations with Tuason Racing. And tonight we have another episode in our new series where we interview entrepreneurs in the automotive industry. So our guest tonight is a personal friend. He is a kart racer. He is a sponsor for us, a longtime sponsor for Tuason Racing, and he is an entrepreneur. Tonight, let's welcome Mr. Michael Rojas of Rota Wheels. Come on down. Woo! How
Hello.
you doing, Mick?
Good,
What's
good,
up?
good.
How you doing, neighbor?
We're good. We're doing good.
Very,
Just
very
staying at
cool.
home.
I know, right? It's driving me crazy. Buti na lang I have this virtual garage where I have lots of cars. All right, so tonight we want to get right down into it, and we want to talk about you as an entrepreneur and Rota as a brand that you guys have built up over the years.
Okay.
So let's take a look at some of these photos, and maybe you can make us cuento. So
Sige.
let's start
So
with this.
what? Let's start with how Rota started, no?
Okay.
So officially we started in 1976. So around October of 1976. That was the
Oh my.
first production month of Rota, basically. So how did it start? So before Rota, my dad was already into cars before pa. So in fact, we were one of the my dad was one of the first who did headers, who made headers locally. Well, back then extractor kasi it was for a Volkswagen. So they called it extractors, but basically those are headers. So but in
Okay.
Volkswagen parlance, it's called extractor because it's a flat four. So under the brand name of Bravura back then.
Okay.
Then we already had the shop also. We already had the shop in Quezon Avenue called Trackside. So it was more of a speed shop, car accessories combined. Car accessories, speed shop, um, that type of deal. And we were already bringing in accessories, car accessories back then. So a sister company called Color Industries was bringing in car accessories. So we were bringing in the Pine Tree, that famous car freshener na Pine Tree.
Yung
So
sinasabit?
yeah, yung sinasabi we're bringing that in. So anyway, one of our suppliers back then, we were also bringing in wheels now from Italy. So one of our suppliers back then, FPS, well, FPS or Pedrini, they're either way, either FPS or Pedrini. So so he said na, alam mo, well, he was, I want to expand to in Asia. That guy, the si Pedrini, his name was Antero Pedrini. I want to expand in Asia. You want to partner with me? He told my dad. Tapos, okay, eventually, sige, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's start a factory in Asia. So Rota was actually the first factory, first wheel maker in Asia aside from Japan. Kasi Japan, they already
Wow.
had it. But aside from Japan, we were the first in 76. So anyway, we started. So, yeah, we started the production in October of 76. So everything, all our machines were from Italy back then. So even the designs were Italian in nature, no, back then.
So actually, we have a
So
photo.
yeah, somewhere there. So we have a photo somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wheel on the screen is the first wheel that we ever produced, no? The first design that we ever produced. So I think we called it the Sparta. So it was the first design we ever produced in 76. Then to promote the brand, no, we even had the rally back then. We had the vegan rally noon. So Rota Bravura Vegan Rally. So it was from Manila to vegan. Parang ganon. I can't remember exactly, but it was from Manila to vegan back then.
So from the very start, you were already in the motorsports. Rota
Yeah,
Wheels.
yeah. Kasi nga we were
Galing.
on the other side, yung Bravura was making mufflers, export exhaust, headers, mufflers, ganyan. So we were really into motorsports na back then. So anyway, so back to the story. So 76 we started. Sometime in 77, we got we 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 were able to convinced Mitsubishi, then Carco, then Colt pa nun Colt, Mitsubishi, Carco, to try OEM in their wheels. Back then, walang OEM. Nobody had OEM wheels. Nobody had alloy wheels in the cars that were being sold locally. So we convinced, my dad convinced Mitsubishi, Carco nun, Kanlubang Automotive, Mitsubishi, baka Colt pa. Meron pang semblance of Colt back then. To use that wheel in the picture kanina, on the Celeste as OEM. So the first car that had OEM wheels in the Philippines, OEM alloy wheels, was the Celeste.
Wow, awesome.
So using that wheel. So that was in 77, late 77.
Galing.
Okay, then it started na from there. So unti-unti. Then the Galant had OEM wheels also. When the Sigma came out, they decided to put alloy wheels also on the Super Saloon na Sigma. Yung 1800 Sigma Super Saloon yan. So, nagkaroon din yon OEM. Tapos, ano pa ba? The box type. Eventually, 83, the box type came out. GSR. Yun, nagkaroon din yun ng alloy wheels. So, that's how it started. So, OEM. So, our first OEM customer was Mitsubishi.
Galing, cool.
Yan. So,
and
sige, ano pa? What do you want to know?
So all of the cars that were being sold in the Philippines, naka rim lang, steel rim.
Yeah. Before 77, yeah, everything was rim lang.
Wow,
everything
okay,
was steel rim lang. So Toyota, Mitsubishi, Volkswagen, back then meron pang Volkswagen back then. Lahat yun rim lang.
Cool. So
Motors,
moving into the 80s, what happened to Rota?
80s was a dark time. Well, not naman dark time, but yeah, it was kind of dark kasi 83 basically everybody pulled out, no? So Ford pulled out. What do you call this? Ford pulled out, Toyota pulled out. Sometime, kailan ba nag-pull out Toyota? 82 yata, 84. Yeah, Toyota pulled out, Ford pulled out, General Motors nawala na. What else? Everybody basically. Ang natira lang Mitsubishi.
Okay. So, and you were still supplying them at that time.
Yeah. But it was really kasi it was really bleak, no, to the point na our wheels were on consignment. So we were wow. They were installing the wheels on the cars, pero we get paid when the car gets sold.
Wow.
So when you go to the car dealer nun, sa whatever Mitsubishi, so either Diamond or those type, no. So you when you buy the car, ang dami mong resibo, one for the aircon, one for the wheels, one for the battery, kasi nga everybody was just delivering consignment. Kasi nga it was really it was really medyo low, it was a low time. So that was in 83, ganyan, 84, 85. Yeah, those were all the low times talaga. Until Toyota came back in 89. Then that was the boom naman. When Toyota came back in 89, that was the start of the boom. So,
yeah, and they had the small body Corolla, diba?
Yeah, the AE92. Yan. So big big time naman yun. So that was so they were selling so much. I remember back then, I think I was delivering sa Toyota lang alone, at least for the Corolla lang, the AE92, 16 valve, the 1600 version. I think I was delivering around 10,000 wheels a month. That was big. That was a big deal back then. Ang laki nun. For one car company. Tas meron pang Mitsubishi nun. There was also Mitsubishi. We're also doing Nissan Stanza, the Nissan Stanza. Tapos eventually naging Sentra. Then Mitsubishi, they were doing the Lancer, OEM Galant also. Then Toyota Corolla. Then the Highlight Ace. At least 10,000 just for just for that model. Tapos sa Mitsubishi naman, malaki rin, around 10,000. Also kasi L300, they put wheels on the L300, the Lancer, the Galant. Big that was the boom naman. The 90s was pretty much the boom of automotive manufacturing in the Philippines. 90s to Until recently, so it was the boom, peak time.
And it was also a boom for motorsports at that time, right? That's when
Yeah,
we all started going
yeah.
racing talaga
Yeah.
in the 90s, right?
Yeah,
So we've
Subic
got some photos
started.
here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is Subic. This is
Yeah, the
Subic, right?
Subic. Yeah.
So we've got
The left
Tito
two
Ferdy.
were, huh?
We have Tito Ferdy on
Yeah,
screen.
your guy.
Shout out to Tito Ferdy.
Race
Woohoo!
your race director.
Yeah.
Ready
So for
on.
all of you guys na linoloko si Tito Ferdy, talagang marunong siya magmaneho. Champion 'yan.
Oo. Marami akong story kay Ferdy kasi I handled Ferdy's, I was the team manager for Ferdy. So,
Oh, what's your craziest story about Ferdy? The
marami yan.
craziest.
There was a time na nag-umpisa pa lang yung karera, nasa stewards na ako. Kasi alam ko naman tatawagin ako eh. Umakyat na ako sa umpisa pa lang.
Nag-aabang ka na doon.
Hindi nangyari. Tinan mo, hindi kasalanan ng bata ko yan. Diba? Nandun na ako sa taas. Kasi alam ko naman tatawagin ako eh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Those guys who were trying to cheat or trying to drive dirty sa Bios Cup and whatever. Wala, di kayo lulusot dahil Ferdy has done that. Ferdy has lived through it.
Mas malupit pa si Tito Ferdy sa kanila.
Well, there are stories that I cannot say. I mean, marami kaming naisip doon na yeah, so Ferdy started I knew Ferdy kasi actually from Reggie C. So Reggie C, 'di ba? He worked then for a time sa inyo, 'di ba, with Bios Cup. But I knew him from
Speedwell, 'di ba? Speedwell was Reggie's shop, right? Yeah.
So I knew him from there, kasi si Ferdy, I remember, maraming story yan si Ferdy kasi si Ferdy he was into autocross then, so slalom. Tapos every time na lumalabas siya, naawa kami kasi every time, ang laki ng ginagastos niya, tapos every time na karera, nasisira yung kotse niya or something that he never places kasi nga, either something happens to the car, etc. Ganun. So, one time, actually, ang si Alan Uy. Si Alan Uy yata eh, if I remember. Okay. It was Alan Uy who went to Ferdy. Ferds, punta ka na lang dito sa shop na to, kaibigan ko to. Well, actually kasi si Alan is the brother-in-law of Reggie. Alan is the brother.
Okay.
Alan is the brother of Reggie's wife. So anyway, punta ka dito sa shop na to. Mag-usayan, tulungan ka namin. So anyway, Ferdy goes to the shop. As alam ko, unang buka ni Ferdinand. Paano ba ako mananalo? Sabi ni Ferdy. So anyway, so okay. So ganun. Tapos sabi ni Reggie. Trip lang. Linabas namin yung we had the catalog, TRD catalog nun. N2, 4AG N2. For the 4AG 16-valve N2. Tapos sabi namin, ito, lagay mo sa auto mo. Yeah, the Starlet nun. Ito yung libro, bilhin mo yan. Puga, seryoso, si Ferdy goes to Hong Kong, buys the whole book, the N2 book.
Wow.
So he had the Group N2 engine, basically. He bought the whole book to reach ito, dala ko na lahat yung pera. Okay, we put it on. Ang lakas ng Starlet na yun. Then that was the start.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I remember the Starlet 4AG yun. Tapos saka 5.3 na final drive. Ang lakas, super lakas. Kasi ng third gear, first gear, second gear, if you don't let off the gas, that will just burn rubber. First gear, all of first gear, all of second gear, maybe some of third gear. Umuusok lang yung gulong nun. The tires were just smoking. That was how strong that engine was, si Ferdy.
But you supported Ferdy through his motorsports as well, right?
Yeah, that's why. So I've known him from that time on. So from that time, that was siguro mga 88 maybe. From that time till he stopped, basically.
Yeah.
So we went through a lot. So from that one, from autocross, he went to Subic. So then Subic AE92. Tapos si Ferdy was a diehard Toyota noon back then. So, yeah, I'm gonna use Toyota. Kasi hirap na hirap kami with the Civics back then. Kasi anyway, one of our last races sa Subic, he placed in the AE92. So then he switched to Honda. Then Honda. Then we became champion 2000 yata or 2001 we became champion.
I remember that.
PNTCC and Super Saloon we became champion with Ferdy.
I remember that. That's right. That's right. All right, so let's go back to motorsports and Rota. So what about this?
Ayan, that's the Ramirez SRA, the Ramirez family running ATCC. So I think this was in Macau, if I'm not mistaken.
So not only have you been using the wheels in local motorsport, you've also started to use it in international motorsport. That's awesome.
In the States, my market, when we started and up to now to a certain extent, when we started, we were an affordable motorsports wheel. So we were a grassroots type motorsports wheel. So if you wanted to go autocross, if you wanted to do SCCA events, amateur events, we were pretty much one of the choices they were using. So our market in the States was pretty much motorsports oriented to begin with.
Galing.
And up to now, and one of our biggest markets were Subaru, for Subaru owners.
Okay, cool. So we've got another photo here, and
drift, no?
Yeah. So all types of motorsports you guys are involved in.
All types, yeah. All types.
So this is at Clark, right? But this is a foreign driver.
I think this is a Japanese Filipino guy who is running a D1 now. Yeah. Actually, he was the one. This guy, his name is Tony. He was the one that introduced me to Chichia. And eventually, we sponsored Chichia's series for like 3 years. Yung Drift Muscle. He called it the Drift Muscle. So it was the competitor to D1. So that's why when Chichia went to Clark, diba, with Bios Cup, he knew me already.
Galing. Very cool.
We already met before that. So because we were sponsoring his we were sponsoring his series.
Oh, what do we have next? Let's see.
Yours.
Yeah.
Focus.
So I remember this, Nick, because I remember when we first got these Ford Focuses for the race school. I came to you and nagbakaawa ako sa'yo na, Mick, you've been sponsoring us so many years. Tulungan mo naman ako dito. Walang wheels para dito sa auto na to.
Back then, yes. Back then. Kasi the Focus was 5x108. So it was
it's a crazy,
Even up to now, it's 5x108 is not a common PCD. Common application.
So we were so happy when you said, sige, gagawan natin yan. Diba? You made us a special set of wheels.
Yeah.
I remember, I went to your office, sinukat mo pa yung your engineers made it sukat pa. Galing.
It's not a common, what do you call this? Common specification. Very rare.
What do we have next?
5x108, huh?
Yeah. So what do we have next? Okay, so we've been working with you guys so long. We want to thank you. Rota has been one of our super duper sponsors since the early 2000s. And up to now, Formula V1. And I want to bring this up, right? Because a lot of people don't understand that your wheels are used in grassroots motorsports, right? Like we were talking about autocross, drifting, touring cars, local, international. And these are single seaters. So you basically have wheels that cross the whole spectrum of motorsports. So amazing stuff.
In Germany, I have a dealer in Switzerland that specializes naman in endurance racing. So he has some cars naman for the Nürburgring 24 hours. So yun naman trip. So that's his deal. So aside from having a shop, his hobby naman is racing endurance.
Wow, that's that is really the test, right? If you can survive the Nürburgring, then you've got to have a
he
great
runs the
product.
Nürburgring 24 hours on a. Dati he used to run a Civic Type R, but now he's moved into a 3 Series, the BMW 3 Series.
Wow. And another testament to the strength of the Rota Wheels is this Vios Cup, because my goodness, the Vios Cup drivers know how to destroy stuff.
Yep.
over the years, we've seen crazy accidents with the
Yep.
Vios Cup drivers, and the wheels always seem to survive. So there you go. What else do we have? What other photos do we have here? Oh, there we go.
Transport show maybe, or probably transport show, or what's that, the one on in the World Trade, what's that, I forgot the name tuloy. Either the one of
It's probably Mias. It's probably Mias. Yeah, right.
Yes.
So I think what we're trying to show here is, Rota has wheels for everything and anything, right? You do, you've done OEM, you've done motorsports, the whole spectrum.
Aftermarket. I even do private label. I do. For a time, I was doing a lot of work for Japanese brands. So I just find it funny that it goes back here as an import. Okay.
Super cool. Yeah. And then, we've got a lot of off-road wheels here as well, right?
We have off-road. Yeah, we have the 6-lug application. We have everything. What I don't do much of is the super big ones, mga 22 ganyan. I rarely do it. It's not my market. So.
Right.
But I pretty much I do everything from 13 to 20.
13 to 20. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then I think an interesting wheel to talk about, if we can move back one slide, is something you launched about 2 years ago, right? You launched the Flow Forged, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that. Yeah.
Flow forging is pretty much semi forged. So what you get is the center is casted, but the sides, the barrel, the rim is already forged. So it's a hybrid. So it's, some people call it flow forming, some people call it flow forging, some call it semi-solid forging, but it's pretty much the step before. I mean, it's the one level before full forge. So now, if you ask me what's my dream for Rota, I guess that's what I want. To be able to produce full forging.
Wow.
So
what would we need? What do you need to do?
Pandemic pretty much slowed everything down. Huh?
What would you need to do to be able to make a full forged wheel?
Forging is press yun. So you will need the press, really really strong press to shape the metal.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's from a blank piece of metal, blank piece of aluminum. You stamp it, pretty much stamp it. Then that's forging. Then the sides will also be flow forged. So basically what you're forging is the center, the design. Then the sides will also be flow forged. So what you get is a full forged wheel.
So when can
that's my plan.
Yeah.
Sana this year, pero this pandemic pretty much moved everything back. So maybe that will be pushed back 2 years pa. At least 2 more years. 2 years in the making from now.
So you think by 2022 we'll see
hopefully.
Full forged wheel from Rota?
The goal was 2020, but I couldn't. Well, we couldn't travel. So for one, we couldn't travel to see the machines, no. So everything is pushed back. Tapos, of course, financially we're a little strained now because of the pandemic. No? We cannot operate at full capacity at the moment. So.
Right.
So I'm at
but you guys are you're still making wheels right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great news for all the
50%.
enthusiasts.
We're doing 50% capacity. Well, pretty much. Well, the OEM is also now. It's also slow. So I'm doing aftermarket and export now. There's no
Oh,
OEM, very rare, very small OEM quantities.
if people want to see your products, what's the best way for them to check it out? You've got a website, right?
Website, Facebook,
Okay, so the website
yeah,
is
rotawheels.com.
rota.com.
Yeah,
Okay.
rotawheels.com, Facebook. Locally, you can go to the dealers.
And
You can,
then
if you want, but
what the
website and
dealers, like the
Facebook
car
is fine.
dealers, or you've got the Parts Pro is one of your
Yeah,
dealers.
yeah, 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 yeah. Wheel
So you
dealers,
can
the
order it
wheel dealers,
online.
aftermarket dealers, the Parts Pro or everybody actually. Marami, there's a lot. I have a lot of dealers. I have 100 plus dealers locally.
Awesome. So what's the future for Rota moving forward? Aside from the full forged wheel.
That's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest. Of course, that's one of the biggest milestones. So to get that full forge. But aside from that, just continue what we're doing. So try to find more export markets. So I because there's still a lot. There's still a lot in the world that no, I haven't been able to tap. I haven't been able to penetrate. So
What
South
would be your
America is one. Wala, I'm
wow,
not
South
visible in South
America?
America. Yan. But kasi what we have now is the states, where we have a good presence and where we have substantial presence. The states, the UK, from the UK to Europe, basically handled by the UK dealer as of now. So in the EU we have Switzerland, we have a little of Poland, uh, Netherlands, ano pa ba?
Okay.
Yun lang, I think. Germany a little also. Problema kasi in Germany is the tube. So everything that we have to sell, we will have to be tube certified. Takes a while to have
Yeah.
something
Right.
tube certified.
Right.
Then the Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Thailand, ano pa ba? Singapore, Thailand,
So
Australia, New Zealand.
so
A
you
little
really
Dubai
want to go
also.
to you really want to
Uh,
go to South America. That's where you want to go next.
yeah,
Where
or
else?
wherever actually. Marami pa, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay.
Any new place. Because it's, I mean, I just want to get the brand out there more. So, doesn't matter where. So, but
Awesome.
what I have now. But in the States, I think I have a pretty good foothold. In the UK, I have a pretty good foothold. In Australia, I have a pretty good foothold. In New Zealand, I do also. In Singapore also. In Thailand also. The others na lang. Marami pang others.
Awesome.
Surprisingly, Thailand, despite all of their wheel makers there, I have a
You're
pretty
still
decent
present.
presence.
Cool. All right. So outside of making wheels, what else are you up to, Mick?
Aside from making wheels, wala na. Hobbies na lang. Hobbies.
Yeah, I've got a
I,
photo of a really great
yeah.
hobby. If you guys don't know, this is DJ Mick Rojas, the
With
main
Boyet
man.
pa yan. No? Si Boyet was there.
Yeah, you're
Loko yun,
mixing with
iniwan
Boyet.
ako nun eh.
That was a
Umuwi
super fun
ako.
night.
Ha?
That was a super
Yeah.
fun night. I need you to
One of
make
the
us a
last,
mixtape.
before the lockdown.
The lockdown. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this was a
Super
week,
thanks
di
for
ba?
that night.
This was
It was a
February
weekday.
26, 25,
That's
26.
right.
So,
That's right.
2 weeks before. 2 weeks.
That's
Then
right.
after that, wala na. We were locked down.
I know. Had we known, we should have stayed out all night.
Oh, yeah. That was the last, one of the last parties.
So, is there anything else that you haven't achieved that you want to achieve as a entrepreneur?
I don't know. I want sana, but wala naman actually. Parang hard question, but kasi I take it as whatever comes eh. So, whatever, if there's an opportunity, go ahead. Why not? So, at the moment, I'm not thinking of anything. I just, where the wheels is keeping me busy pretty much. It's a hard job making wheels.
It is, and you make great wheels, and you make them for
It's
all over the
a
world.
complicated job because you don't, not only do you have to sell it, but you have to make it. So,
Well, not only that, I mean, you have to make it and you have to make it well, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one of the things on the car that if it breaks, right, it's going to
Yeah.
create an
Yeah,
accident.
it's a safety part.
That's right. That's right. And you guys do it very, very well.
Yeah.
So, Mick, thank you for being on the show. Do you wanna have any message for our viewers out there?
Wala naman. Wala naman. Just buy our wheels.
There you go.
We've
Buy
been
Rota Wheels.
we've been doing it for that's the thing we do wheels. The only thing we do are wheels. So that's why we're very concentrated on doing wheels, and because of that I'd like to think that we do it well. I mean, we do it at par with everybody else. Our wheels, you put it side by side with anything out there in the world, we can compete. Of course,
There you go.
that's why kasi somebody's gonna be philosopher and say, but forging, etc. That's why I want forging. But the wheels kasi, casted wheels, can be as strong as forging, mas bigat lang.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of durability, it's pretty much there. It's just heavier. So, I want to go full forge para matapos yan. So,
Well, we are here to give a testament to the strength of Rota Wheels. We've used them for, oh my gosh, almost 20 years.
Yep,
I think we
yep.
started working with you guys in 2003.
Yep, yep.
So it's been about 17, 18 years now with Rota.
Focus na. Kasi I think links kay Jojo ka pa di ba? So,
No,
I think links kay Jojo pa. So,
no, bro, let me correct you. We were using the Hondas before we were using the Fords, and those Hondas we were working with Jojo. When we started with the Lynxes, towards the end of the use of the Lynx, you started giving us wheels na. Ganon. Ganon katagal, bro. So I want to thank you for being our sponsor. I want to tell everybody out there, Motorsports Wheels Rota is amazing. Okay, any application for motorsports, on-road, off-road, single-seaters, drifting, autocross, touring cars, everything, they do it. So if you want to get involved in motorsports, get a set of Rota Wheels. They are definitely worth every peso. So there you have it, you guys.
All
Mick
right.
Rojas of Rota. Mick, thanks a lot. Thank you. And thanks to all of the viewers out there. We hope that this November you check out all of our podcasts. And if you haven't already, please like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tuason Racing TV. Hit the notification bell so that you can stay in tune with all of our new updates. And again, this has been JP Tuason, and see you all on our next episode of Riding Shotgun Conversations.
All right.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Mick.
Okay.